Hey, this is Derek. Welcome to the hill. So you ever have one of those days that you think you have a good idea to save some time and you decide to do it and it ends up costing you about 3 times more time? That's what I'm doing today. So instead of walking down this trail and bringing my excavator up to the top of the hill to fuel it up and do the maintenance on it, I decided to bring the fuel trailer down here and just get completely dirty and fight with the trailer in the muck, and left the screwdriver up there, so I had to go all the way back up there to get a screwdriver. But I got the machine greased. I got the drive motor's gear oil changed, and got it filled up with fuels. Today we're going to continue working down the trail here and regrading. I've had some people ask me why I'm doing it or what my plan is, so a little bit of a backstory. I used to cycle 12, 13 years ago. I got pretty heavy into road cycling, and then we had a life happens. We had some kids and stuff, and I stopped cycling and put on a lot of weight that I didn't really plan on putting on, but I did. And so a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I got into mountain biking and road cycling again. And as that kind of progressed, I started riding different types of mountain biking, like not just cross country, but I started doing some downhill mountain biking and just a little bit more aggressive mountain biking. And so before all that, I was planning, me and my wife had been looking for land for quite a while, but we wanted to stay in the same school district and have pretty much all the amenities that you need nowadays, while still having some land. So we finally found a house and some land that I really liked the land. My wife really liked the house, and it was a good fit for us, same school district and stuff, so we purchased it. And there are so many things I plan on doing here. There are a couple ponds that need to be cleaned out and fixed, and but just an overview of the property. We got 60 acres, and it's on the Kentucky River. There's about 350 foot of elevation gain or loss, and there's 3 really good hillsides with a lot of potential. They're really growing up, and there was an old access road that was already here from the top of the ridge down to the bottom, and I couldn't get a tractor down it. I couldn't get pretty much anything except for a 4-wheeler or a razor down it. And for me to start working on the land and doing what I plan on doing, I needed to fix the road first. And so that's what this series of videos is about, is my journey through fixing the road. And so I started up at the top and have slowly been working my way down. I've never regraded a road before. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm learning and enjoying the time that I'm spending out here. So my future plans, like I said, I have a couple ponds that need to be reworked and put a road in from the front, from the first part of the property to join up with this road. And really this one is the road that I'm working on now, is just so we can utilize the other part of our property, which is down by the river. And the first video in the series kind of has an overview of that, but I know I haven't been explaining what I'm doing, so that's why I'm doing it. So as soon as I'm done with this road, I'm going to start working on mountain bike trails and cross-country trails and downhill enduro-y style trails. I plan on putting in a flow trail. My property is almost a mile from the front of it to the back of it, and like I said, there's 3 really good hills, so that's what I'm doing. And I want to be able to ride mountain bikes at my own house whenever I feel like it, and put the features in, jumps and the tech and everything, so I can enjoy it at my own house, and so my kids ride, and so friends can come over and ride. So that's the goal. The hill, there's a lot of elevation, steep elevation, and there's a lot of sandstone here. There is a little bit of limestone here as well, which is funny because most of the stone here is sandstone. There's a limestone quarry 3 miles from here. So it's just kind of interesting geologically, the different kinds of stuff you find out in the woods. So there's a lot of neat stuff here. My land had been logged several years ago. There's some old logging roads, but as you can see from stuff like this sycamore right here, this sycamore was cut at some point and the stump was left, and it grew this massive, so there are 4 main trunks right now, and it is just a massive tree. So I'm leaving everything on the south side or downhill side of my road, I'm leaving intact. I'm not clearing any of it out. If I do have to take out a tree, I'm leaving the roots intact and stuff. On the uphill side, I am clearing out some trees, and I plan on, because I'm regrading it like this, putting a ditch on the inside of it, putting a few culverts in to divert the water, and I'll do that after I get the road recut. And that's pretty much it. That's why I'm doing it. Just to be able to enjoy my time at home when I have time at home. So I still work full time, and it's my dream to be able to come home and jump on my bike and go wear out a couple laps, and you know, hang out with my family and enjoy my land. So that's it. I'm going to start digging now, so let's see how much of this we can get cleared out today. I'm hoping I can get another 50 yards or so. 50, 100 yards would be nice. I just walked up here, but this corner, or this turn right here, is going to be the end of the flatter section, and then we start the second descent down into the bottom. So I would say this is about the halfway point right here, and then it just descends pretty steeply again. So looking forward to getting down there and getting it done. Just knocked this big tree over, gonna cut it up. So, I was just cutting a small tree down. Let's look at it here real quick. This tree right here, maybe a 5-inch tree. So it was pinned underneath this other piece of tree here that I was clearing, and I decided to cut it out of the way. And it kicked back up and smacked me right above my nose, on my forehead, part of my nose. I'm probably gonna have a couple black eyes. We'll check back in on that in a couple days, I guess. So I guess it's a good time to go over safety. As you can see, I was wearing a hard hat, but I did not have my face shield down, and I didn't have my chaps on. And I get busy out here and rush and don't make sure that I'm kitted up right, and that's what happens. Luckily I'm okay, but it was a pretty good amount of force, and it was enough to get my attention. And so I'm just saying, it's always good to be wear your PPE. Hurt, got a headache now. I think I'm gonna call it a day. Don't make that cut. Cut it up higher. Don't even mess with it. I mean, I have a backhoe. I could have just got it out of the way. There wasn't any reason for me to try to cut something that was leaning, and it was leaning about how that one right there is leaned over. Still a lot of force for a little tree like that, and so you could just imagine what one this size can do to you. So if you didn't notice on this one, on these taller big trees, I don't like clearing them from the sides or pushing them over, if I can help it. There's just a lot of dangerous stuff could happen. So I dug this little road deal up here. It came up from the top and pushed it over that way. And as you can see by that root ball, it's not playing any games. Anywho, be safe if you're doing this kind of stuff. Like I said, it can happen at any time. Like if you ride a motorcycle, you're going to wreck. If you cut down trees and are messing around with heavy equipment, you're going to get hurt, and you never know when it's going to happen. And luckily I didn't get hurt bad. Maybe it'll remind me to keep the proper equipment on and practice safer clearing techniques. So later. Last time we were around this area, this log had knocked down this tree right here, and there was a tree I was cutting here, and I hit myself in the face with it. And so I cleared that up this week. It rained a lot this week, as you can see. We probably got 3 inches of rain, so haven't spent a whole lot of time down here, but I came down today and started about right here. And so we got so we're starting the final descent down to the bottom, so the whole rest of this is all downhill. There's no more flat areas. So I'm having to dig over on this side quite a bit to get enough dirt to build this up, and I have not done the best job of getting the overall level down lower, like where the old road is. So this buildup that I have here, I'm not happy with this, so I'm probably going to have to rework some of this and get the overall elevation change drop down a little bit, because what I'm running into is there's a ton of rock in this area right here, and I'm having to dig it up, and it's just it's limiting how much dirt I can move over to this side. And so there's quite a bit from where the road is to where the old road is to where the new road is. I'm probably up about 4 foot right now, and I have to get that elevation change figured out, because if not, I'm going to be going along, and then at some point it's going to get real vertical, and I don't want to do that. I want it to be graded out so it's easy to drive down. This is a big old tree that we're going to have to take down. It's right in the way. It's massive, and I still don't know a ton about trees, so I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it's a big one. I'm gonna have to dig up behind this one and push it over this way. That'll be exciting. And then there's another tree here. That'll probably be a day, good 4 or 5 hours of work to get from right there and get this tree down and to get right here. So once we get back over here, it flattens out a little bit, so I guess I can keep coming like that and then try to get my elevation change down here. There's another tree that's going to have to come out. So I said it didn't flatten out, but another trees, there's 5 trees so far just to get it through this bend. Looks like we're gonna have to put a culvert in down here. 5, 6 trees. There's another one up there. So when we get to this tree on the right here next to the road, when we get to, and it flattens out pretty good, but you can see the elevation change there is quite steep. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is. I probably just came down 30 or 40 foot. And this is the flattened out area, so a bunch of trees right here that we got to clear out. And it just, that's pretty straight there. I can probably keep pretty close to the same grade. So my goal is to get done with this steep part up there and get as close to the road level as I can and just pull dirt over and not build it up as much. I'm doing more work than I need to be doing, I imagine. That's typically how it goes for me. So yeah. And if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing, just leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If there's anything that I'm working on or doing, or if you have a suggestion of how I can do this better and be more efficient with it, I'm all about learning. So anyway, you guys have a good week.